Hey there, comic friends! I'm Travis, and it's New Comic Book Day, or at least New Comic Book Day for me. And you're thinking, of course it's New Comic Book Day, it's Wednesday. Except these comics are from last week. The post office lost my comics for about a week. They kind of went all over the place. I should have had them Saturday at the latest, and I got them Wednesday of the next week. So, yeah. Really late. I'm going to be reading like a madman because, knock on wood, fingers crossed, and all other kind of magic, I will have this week's comic books Friday or Saturday, so we can get back to having a comic book roundtable between me not having comics, me being sick, and everything. It's been kind of a fiasco, but I wanted to get back to that. But anyway, I'm here. I came home on my lunch hour because I knew my books had come, so I wanted to get this shot so I could take them back to work with me, so when on my breaks, I can read some comics and read like a madman to get all my comics read in time. So I am not totally backed up with this week's comics. I think this week's like 19. Anyway, 14 this week. Let's jump right into them. Looks like some awesome titles. Kill or Be Killed, issue number 15. Interesting cover. Got him in the loony bin. You know, questionable whether or not he's crazy versus is there really a demon that's making him do this stuff, la la la. So, very much enjoying the book, very much looking forward to seeing what is next with that. I think this is the end of the Super Sons of Tomorrow crossover that went across Superman, Super Sons, and Teen Titans. It hasn't been all that special as a whole. So yeah, so that's been kind of unfortunate. I really do like the Super Sons. Though they lost the great artist that was on the book, but I still like the character, so still digging that. Superman issue number 39. Goodnight Moon. So, Goodnight Moon, this strikes me as the children's book, right? So I'm curious to see what this is all about and stuff. I'm continuing to get Superman. Because I see that Tomasi and Gleason are still on the book. As long as they're on it, I'm going to roll with it for a while, see what happens as far as that goes. But it might be on the chopping block at some point. Brilliant Trash, issue number 3. I have since quit ordering Brilliant Trash. I just can't. I don't know. 2 issues in, I'm not feeling it. I don't get any of the vibes that maybe I was getting with the Tim Seeley book, Sundowners, because the art isn't as strong and that sort of stuff. So I have decided that I get enough books. If I'm not feeling it, it's let go and let go early instead of let go late. So I will read this. I will check it out and we'll talk about it probably maybe somewhere. Probably not though because I'm so far behind on books. Anyway, the book I'm super excited about. Evolution, issue number 3. Just really liking this horror title with this. People are evolving at an incredibly accelerated rate and whatnot. The story is told by 4 writers and 1 artist. I'm mostly getting it for the art initially. The story has been rock solid. There's like 4 different story arcs that are running through the comic, and so you know each of these writers are working their own thing, but it feels like one writer's doing it. I mean, nothing about what's going on with the girl who's inherited an old movie theater and a place that sells old movies and stuff. That story feels as much as part of this world and what's going on in it as does the nun who is evolving, as opposed to the scientist who seems to be on track to not understanding, but knows this is happening and just trying to figure out how to convince other people that that's the case. So, yeah, very much looking forward to that. New number 1 from Image Comics. Ice Cream Man. I have really no idea necessarily what this book is about. This is a Fraser Irving cover. I got it for the Fraser Irving cover. I plan on checking out the story that's inside. I believe it's some sort of a kind of a horror book, but I'm not 100% sure. That's don't quote me. If you know, you let me know. I'll definitely be reading it, but I love this cover. Yeah, I noticed when I ordered my books last week that I actually didn't order number 2 of this. So I must have forgot that I had ordered number 1. I ordered number 3, and I'll have to get a little discount comic book service to order number 2, depending on how this goes when I read it in the next couple days. And then we'll move forward from there. Issue 3 of 4 of Jenny Finn. I have been enjoying this. It's been interesting. Really curious to see where Jenny takes this with her kind of weird deep sea plague that she's putting on everybody else and whatnot. And a wonderful Magnolia cover there. Issue number 2 of the new launch of Rumble with Dave Rabin doing the artwork on it as opposed to James Herring. I really like the James Herring work. The first issue was kind of a meaningless recap, so I wasn't too excited about that. I'm hoping that issue 2 really gets us into story again. I mean, I like the characters. I like the idea of the book and whatnot, but the change in artist has really been hard to swallow, even though I like this artist quite a bit. Once you're used to somebody established in an independent book, it's strange to have somebody else come along and write it. So, I don't know how I'm feeling about that. Justice League issue number 37. People versus the Justice League. I believe that I have now dropped this. I don't think I ordered this last time around. I got this arc. It's been okay. It's been nothing really special. And I want something special from a book that comes out twice a month. So I think we'll finish up this arc and then wait and watch solicitations to see what's next, I believe. I don't believe, I'll have to double check, but I don't believe that I ordered this book moving forward. So Batman issue number 39. I've been really digging Batman lately. We get Wonder Woman in this issue, so I'm kind of excited about that. Jolie Jones is back on art, so get to check out some Wonder Woman by Jolie Jones. That'll be pretty cool. Just see what's happening. It's all part of the reveal, the secret of the eternal vow. So I don't know, are we going to have that play between feelings between Batman and Wonder Woman since he's getting married to Catwoman? Part of me hopes not. I am a shipper of Wonder Woman and Batman, but clearly that's not going to really happen in the DC universe, so don't mess up the Catwoman Batman thing, I guess. Issue number 11 of Batwoman. I have been enjoying Batwoman, and I'm excited to see good old Professor Pig in the story. He is such a bizarre character. This issue is written by Perkins. And Golwilski is doing the art. He was the artist on the first couple arcs of Copperhead and does the cover art there. So yeah, looking forward to checking that out, seeing what's going on. I believe that there's like a break for Margaret Bennett. I think Margaret Bennett will be back on the book writing it. So I'm going to check it out, see what's going on. Perkins seems to be a writer, though, that they slap on books that are getting canceled. But I don't think Batwoman is being canceled. I haven't seen anything that would show that effect. So anyway, issue number 18 of Copperhead. I think this might be the end of an arc. Just looking forward to seeing how it pans out. We found a lot more about our sheriff, who she really is, what she's really about. Now we're kind of at the showdown stage, so excited about that. Book I'm super pumped for. I've been talking about it quite a bit on Twitter and whatnot. Days of Hate, issue number 1 of 12. This is Alice Cott is doing the writing on it. I don't even begin how to say it. Is on art, and Judy Blair is doing the color work on it. Super excited about this. I think it's going to be a very gripping, a very heavy story. It's kind of a look at the world right now, I think. I don't know the specifics of it. I'm just excited for this artist. Last big work that I think this artist did work on was the image book Starve. So it's heavy inks. So it's heavily inked. The ink line is pretty tremendous. Is a unique style in and of itself. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of opening page is pretty sexy. The swastika there. And I'm just really curious to see what Cott has to say in in this, he is somebody who lots of times is saying more than just telling us a story. That there's a message. There's a some sort of thought behind what's going on in the books beyond just telling us a spy story or telling us a whatever kind of story. So I'm excited just to see what all that's going to have, and hopefully I haven't in my brain hyped it up too much. But anyway, the last book this week is Doctor Strange, issue number 384 with the new legacy. That I'm part of the Loki Sorcerer Supreme. I'm going to be dropping this book as much as I love the creators on this book, Donny Cates and Walta and Belair on the book, because it is going to go into some crossover with another Doctor Strange book that's like a 4 issues mini-series. But there's like 15 issues is the total tie-in to get the whole story of what's going on. And I'm not going to play that game. I'm not jumping into those kind of shenanigans. So I'm just going to adopt Doctor Strange, and maybe I'll pick it back up when the whole Las Vegas thing is done. And maybe I won't. This might put me off of it long enough to not be interested. But I don't want to get into that story. I don't want to get into having to, get a fifth of the story being told in the title that I'm reading, and the rest of it be someplace and stuff that I do not want to read. I do not want to pick up all of that other Doctor Strange stuff. I just simply want to read a Doctor Strange title, not a whole catalog of other stuff. Anyway, that's the 14 books this week. Hoping to jump on them, get them read, and then hopefully this week's books come and there'll be Comic Book Roundtable and there'll be much rejoicing. Yay! Anyway, have a great week, everybody, and maybe see you in a few days with another one of these.